In the darkest nights, we find our light. Battered souls, but we won't lose sight. Surviving together, never alone. Through every trial, we carry on. Surviving together, never alone. Through every trial, we carry on. Surviving together, we stand tall. United forever. Strength and courage will overcome. Oh, surviving together, victorious, and never, never alone. Hand in hand, we'll face the unknown.
We see you, we hear you, and we believe you. Hey, everyone. How you doing today? Yes, I'm back in my office. As you can tell, you've landed at Surviving Together, a safe space for trauma survivors to connect and build community on their healing journey, as well as providing trauma-related education for all. I know that it is Saturday, it's the weekend. We're getting on the holidays here. So we are going to be talking more about setting boundaries during the holidays. I know this can be a tough time for a lot of people, and we have a wonderful guest, Dr. Sue Jenefsky, and she is going to be guiding our conversation about that. As you can see, my office is still not put back together, and there is a good reason for that. It is because I am getting a new background for what you will see behind me. It's going to be a surprise, and I don't want to mention it because it's not here yet, and I don't want to ruin it. So when it comes, you will see, and I'm really, really excited about it. But I'll just tell you that. Anyway, let's see. Carmel is here today. Thank you, thank you. Carmel, your book will be on the way as soon as I get to mail it. It is 16 degrees Fahrenheit here today. Woo, cold. So I'm not going anywhere. It's just way too cold. But I will get it out this week because I've got a whole stack of them that I need to send to different people. And Misha's here. Hey, Misha, how you doing? And Body is here. Body Illusion. Welcome, welcome. So glad you are here. I assume, okay, comments. I'm assuming you guys had a different conversation that I don't know about. So without any further ado, let me bring up Dr. Sue. Here she is. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent.
Good.
It is freezing cold here. I
I
am in
heard you
Michigan.
just say 16 degrees. I'm not going to tell you that it's warm and sunny down here in
Yeah,
Florida.
I am so jealous. Thankfully, it's going to be like 40 by Thursday, so it's going to warm up. But yeah, we've got frigid, cold Arctic air right now and lake effect snow. So this is as early as we've had snow in like 5 years. We've had snow since before Thanksgiving. This is very unusual. Snow's been pushed back to, I think last year we didn't get our real first snow until like January. So it
That's funny. It snowed here in Tallahassee last year.
really,
Yes.
wow,
It was bad.
wow. And even that's amazing because even for the upper part of Florida, you guys don't see that very often.
No, thank goodness.
Oh my gosh. Crystal is here. Crystal, oh, so glad you could join us. So, Sue, why don't you just give us a little bit of an introduction? I could do it, but I like people to say it in their own words as to who you are and how you got into working with mental health and trauma survivors.
Well, okay then. Well, I've got a long story, and it goes way back. I have a book coming out in March, a chapter in a book coming out in March. You'll get to read it there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I was abused by my second
Oh,
husband, and he was an alcoholic, which the alcoholism had nothing to do with the abuse. So, yeah, it didn't cause it. He just chose to do it, and it was about power and control.
yeah.
And
I
that
come
led
from an
me,
alcoholic marriage as well. My second marriage, that's funny. It was my second
oh, yeah,
marriage, and it was,
mine too.
yeah, that's unusual. Anyway, I'm sorry to
That's
interrupt.
okay. That's all right. And I finally said I had left and gone back 7 times, which is average for a woman to leave and go back 7 times.
Isn't that's
For
just
a Jewish
amazing to
woman, it's
me.
7 to 13 times. So I hit that average line. And I left. I finally left. I married a third time. And then in 2003, after I divorced my third husband, my daddy died. And I moved to South Florida with my mom. And she said, well, if you're going to live with me, you need to go back to school. And I went, okay, I don't have anything else to do. I'm on workman's comp I had 14 surgeries and
Oh my
therapies. And
Lord.
I was on comp for 9.5 years. So I
Oh,
went to school.
geez.
So I finished up my bachelor's in psych. And then I went ahead and I did a master in mental health and substance abuse and another master in criminal justice and then my doctorate in criminal justice. So, and I was very fortunate and blessed to have the opportunity to work with Dr. Lenore Walker.
That's just amazing. And
Go through
explain for people who don't know who she is, can you just explain a little bio about her? Because she's just
absolutely.
like,
She's the guru. She's
yeah,
amazing. I love her.
absolutely.
Uh, she has done years and years of research, starting way back in Denver, Colorado. And she coined the term the battered woman. And she did the criteria for the battered
Amazing.
woman syndrome that's in the APA, the psychological diagnostic manual.
Yeah, that can be a legal defense now as well. So
Yes, and
that's just
she's gone in and done
incredible.
expert testimony and written tons of books. And
Mm-hmm.
she cited throughout my dissertation, which is now published and online. So
It's
yeah,
just incredible. That's wonderful.
that's how it came about. I got started. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went to school, and it just all of a sudden, the last 2 years of my dissertation, which was finished last year, took on a life of its own. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so now
Yeah.
I'm hooked. So nobody deserves to be abused. Nobody should ever be abused. And so I'm working with, as hard as I can to eliminate it.
Yeah. That's just incredible. I speak to so many people who do advocacy work or, are working with survivors themselves. And it does seem we kind of get bitten by the bug, right? It's almost, we fall into it and realize, wow, this is really what I was meant to do. And it
Yeah.
sounds like that kind of happened for you as well.
Oh yes. It is my life. And I've got to live. I'm 71, so I've got to live to be about 110 or something because I've got a lot of work to do.
Oh, well, here's praying and here's hoping and I think purpose helps, right? And it really
Absolutely.
truly extends. My dad's gonna be 80 next year, which just blows my mind. And you know, him finding a hobby and really, flying is his just passion, right? So he's building an airplane. And that's just, I think, keeping him going really and keeping him feeling
Amazing.
younger. So, hey, Indigo, she's joining us. She's one of our regulars as well. Everybody here is one of our regulars. So,
Wow.
um, glad you guys are all here. Let's talk a little bit about boundaries and let's start with your kind of overview about like what boundaries are, what they're not, who needs them.
Everybody needs them. I'll just answer that question right up front.
There you
Everybody
go.
needs boundaries, and we need them in everything that we do with everybody that we encounter, even out on the road.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm from South Florida, and driving on the highway in South Florida, it can be deadly. And you got to have boundaries. People cut you off all the time. And what are you going to do? Are you going to react? You're going to respond? Or are you just going to do nothing? It's our choice. So boundaries are about us. They're not about other people. They're about us. And they are about self-respect.
Mm,
and being good to ourselves, being kind to
yes,
ourselves, and it shows people how to treat us. And
absolutely. Right.
yeah, Maya Angelou always said we teach people how to treat us, and so
Hmm.
it shows people that they are to respect us, and this is how they are to treat us. And if they choose not to do that, that is their choice. And then we have the choice to decide, do we want to keep them in our lives or not, including
Right.
family members.
Yeah. And that's a hard line to draw, right? I mean, we always a lot of us are taught family first, and family is the only ones who are going to be there and stay with you throughout it all, but whether or not they're a good influence, um, you know, right? We need to analyze that.
Yeah. And most people have no idea that they can tell a family member, I'm sorry, but I can't do this. And
Right.
most people don't know how to say no. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to,
Hmm.
I use the acronym JADE. You don't have to justify, argue, defend, or explain. No is it. And
I like
if
that.
you start justifying, arguing, defending, or explaining, and just remember jade, that little green stone jade.
Yeah.
If you start doing that, you have opened the door for rebuttal. You have
Yes.
opened the door for somebody to guilt you and shame you into doing what they want you to do. And then your choice has been taken away. I'm sorry, I don't like my choice taken away because it was for many, many years. And
Hmm.
now I have it. By God, I'm using it. You're not going to take my choice.
Let's talk about, before we get into speaking about boundaries a little bit more, let's talk about that guilt, that shame, and that drives a lot of us not to set our boundaries where they need to be.
Yes, absolutely. Um, w- for many of us, we never learned boundaries, especially those of us who've been abused as children
Mhm.
and as adults. We didn't learn them. And if we did learn them and we tried to assert our boundaries, they were usually taken away or shut down. And the more it's shut down, the worse it becomes. We believe that stuff that anybody tells us, and yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
And we're not doing what we need to do for us, so we're doing for somebody else. So it's really difficult, especially I have a mom who's 92, and there are times when I have to say, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. One of them
mm,
was yesterday. I was in the middle of writing a chapter for this book, and I needed to get it finished. And I said, I can't
mhm.
talk to you right now. I will call you later. Well, I didn't call her later, but before the show, I called and she was taking a nap. And I woke her up and I said, well, I just want to let you know I'm not available for the next hour. So go back to sleep to finish taking your nap. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
But and when I was working on my dissertation, I had to tell her, if it's not an emergency, do not call me. I was
Mhm.
getting crazy phone calls. My brother has um, mild cognitive impairment and memory issues. He's now in an assisted living at the age of 68, and she just could not take care of him any longer.
Mhm.
But they were calling, and just there was chaos in that house constantly. And they were trying to bring it to me. And I finally had to say, if it's not an emergency, please don't call me. That was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're taught to tell our parents yes. We're not taught to tell them no.
Exactly, exactly. Respect your elders, right? And I think a lot of us forget that that respect is a two-way street, especially when we're adults, that we
Yes,
can demand respect back. And our boundaries may not align with theirs. And that doesn't mean that we're disrespecting them. It just means we're respecting ourselves,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, I think
And
that's a
that
really
and that's what
important
we need to
point.
do. We need to respect ourselves. It builds our confidence. It
Mhm.
it builds everything that we do in life. It makes us who we are when we have self respect and we have self worth and self confidence. I wrote in this chapter that from a little girl on, I didn't feel good enough. And here
Mm-hmm.
it is, 71, I'm 71 years old. And there are times when it comes into my head, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Excuse me.
Right.
Go away. Go away. I'm not thinking that thought. I am good enough. And it took many, many years, therapy and programs and a lot of self-help and a lot of work on myself to finally get to that point. But somebody had
Mm-hmm.
told me I was not worthy. And
Yeah.
I believed it. Yeah, I believed it. But it's not true. And we've got we've got to believe that we are worthy, because if
Mm-hmm.
not, nobody else is going to believe that. And it shows
Is,
up.
isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Do you have, I have a two-part question. One, do you have just kind of a definition as to what you consider boundaries are? And then the second point to that is, how do we go about creating those boundaries for ourselves in terms of realizing where they need to be?
Okay. I used to think that boundaries were walls, tall brick walls. I had this these brick walls with this moat behind it, and you could, if you did something to me, you could not get through that brick wall and you could not get through that moat. I was not letting you in. I was cutting you off. And that's not what a boundary is. They're not walls. They're bridges. On my website, I have a picture of a bridge. It's for my bounds people with boundaries groups, and it's a bridge. And I have a gate on my bridge. It's not showing up on that bridge, but in my mind, I have a gate on that bridge. And that gate's low enough. It's about waist high. And I can see who's on the other side. And I can choose to open or close that gate. And if I don't want you in my life or
Mhm.
want to be with you at that moment, then I can say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do this right now, and
Mhm.
close that gate. And then I can turn around and walk away. So that's what a boundary is. It's a
I like
bridge.
that visual. I like that visual
Yeah.
more than,
And
because
there's
I've used
water
the word
flowing under
walls
my bridge.
before.
So yeah, there's water flowing under the bridge. So if I decide to, I can jump in and swim away. But yeah, so that's what it is. And how do we create boundaries? Wow. It's difficult, and it's a slow
Yeah.
process. We learn little by little, one step at a time, how to do this. And it just, once it gets started, we have to have boundaries with ourselves too. I forgot to say that. It's not
Mm.
just with everybody else, it's with ourselves as well. I am bad about breaking my boundaries. I'm not going to talk to mom today. And then she calls and I talk on the phone to her.
Mhm.
Excuse me, what did you just do? You set a boundary and then you didn't do it. So um, we set them with ourselves first, and then we start setting them with other people. And we do it slowly. We see what happens. We see how people react to our boundaries.
Mhm.
But don't get nervous about it. Don't get scared. Don't shy away from it. Once you start doing this and somebody looks back at you and says, "Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do whatever I want," and you can go to hell. I don't care. But
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to do. And that's when you start with the choices and decide, what do you want to do? What
Yeah.
is it that you want to do? And holidays are the worst. You need to come over here and be with us. It's about family.
Right.
We're all getting
Right.
together. Why don't you want to be with us? Well, because y'all are a little bit cray cray, and I choose not to do that. I think I'll stay at home and watch TV, watch movies, and I'll cook my own holiday dinner, whatever it is, a latkes
Mhm.
or brisket or the turkey or whatever. And
Right. Right.
I'll do that by myself. I have a little 5.6 pound Yorkie named Miss Hope, and she's a little therapy dog for my people that I work with and my service dog. And we just snuggle up together and
Yeah.
do our thing. And we don't have to go out and do anything else. So
So when we're setting boundaries, we really need to look inside ourselves, right? And decide what's acceptable for us.
Yes.
And I like that you mentioned that we set boundaries not only for other people, but also for ourselves. And I think that your visual we could often use, like you were saying, those negative thoughts do come in, and we can have boundaries ourselves that say, no, I am worthy. I am valuable. I do have the right to exist in this universe. And when those negative thoughts come in, we can kind of just close that close that gate up and make sure, or toss that over into the water and say, nope, you're out of here,
Yep.
and have those for ourselves as well. So yeah, when especially this time of year when we're looking at either family or friends or like work holidays, these things that you're supposed to be doing. Um, we really need to decide what brings us joy
Yes.
this time of year, right?
Yes. Yes. I learned that I had to mean what I say what I
Mm,
mean, and don't say it mean. I was one that I had a horrible tongue. I could cut you up in nothing flat,
mm,
and I've learned not to do that. And I don't have to holler and scream anymore. I thought I had to holler
wow.
and scream at people so that they would hear me, and that's not the way it is. And excuse us. Say hello to Miss
Aw,
Hope. We
there's
went and
Miss
got,
Hope.
went and got groomed this morning.
Aw, she's
Okay.
adorable.
She's a pain. She's spoiled rotten. Go get in your crate.
I like
Um,
that phrase that you add on to, we need to say what we mean what we say, but not say it mean.
yes.
I like that addition onto it, because
Yeah.
for some people like myself, I mean, I'm with you. I had a tongue and I yelled and screamed because that's the environment that I grew up in, right? I
Me
mean,
too. They always hollered and screamed, especially my
oh,
daddy.
100%. That's all I heard. And if he was quiet, it meant he just was in his own world, and he wasn't, he didn't care about it, what you were doing. So yeah, yelling and screaming was the only thing that I knew. Um, and maintaining our boundaries without having to do that, for some of us, that can take a lot of practice.
Yeah, it does. And I would go to work and holler and scream. It didn't matter. It did not, I couldn't seem to cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I, somebody told me years ago, I used to have um, um excuse her, she's going to see what's outside. Um, I had a group of women that used to come over and we'd do business stuff together and just kind of compare notes and give each other thoughts and comments and stuff. And somebody said to me one day, we always know who Michael Sue is because, when Michael Sue's coming in, because anger comes in ahead of her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, excuse me. I think I better do something about that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And time boundaries. We have to time boundaries with time. How long do we
Yes.
want to spend with somebody? Am I going to go sit in there and watch a movie, or am I going to do what I really need to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
I've got this schedule. I've got this. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I
Right.
don't think I want to do that. I think I'll just watch a movie instead. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
done watching that movie. And what do? Well, look what you didn't get done. And I beat myself
Yes.
up. And there goes that guilt and that shame,
Oh, a
just like if
hundred
somebody
percent.
else had done it.
Yes. Yes. And I think it's important, especially this time of year, because so many of us do feel that we're obligated to see family or see friends or be in that work environment. And, especially say if it's a work thing, it may be mandatory, and it's just something you have to do. But even seeing friends and family, we can agree with ourselves that we're going to have a certain time allotment that we're going to see them. We'll go for an hour, but then we're going home. We're just not going to spend the entire day there. But beyond that, we can have um, boundaries about topics. If you know that there's certain things that always create fights in the family, that's just something that you're not going to talk about, and bring that up. So it doesn't have to be the whole person. It could be, something on a smaller scale, right?
Yes. If you're going to talk about that, I can't be here. I have to leave. So it's your
Mm-hmm.
choice whether you talk about it or not and whether I stay or not. And that's really, it sounds easier than it really is,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's somebody that we're not used to saying no to or
Mm-hmm.
setting boundaries with them. One of the things that I do often is I pause. And that means prevent another ugly situation entirely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a
because
good acronym.
if I hush before I open this mouth and I
Yeah.
think about it, and it only takes a few seconds to pause, and then something good might come out of my mouth instead of something bad. And
Right.
I don't like chaos. I lived in chaos for too many years. I do not like chaos. I don't like drama. I like my house to be calm, and I like people that I'm with to be calm.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to pause and take a step back and think
Mm-hmm.
about what I'm going to say before I say it, that
Yeah.
really helps a lot. Really helps a lot. So
Yeah, that's one of those internal boundaries that we can set for ourselves, right? And it takes practice.
yes. And
I, you
speaking
know,
about
oh,
hushing, let me say this before you finish.
yeah,
Speaking
go
about
ahead.
hushing, if
Mm-hmm.
it's not true, hush.
Yes.
If if you tell me I'm stupid, there's no fire to that.
Yeah, right. Right.
There's no fire to that. I don't have to tell them I'm not stupid.
Right. We don't have to defend our position in terms of, and that goes back to having those internal beliefs and valuing ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And truly believing in our self-worth and our right to exist in the universe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It just I think for many of us, it's a fact. It's the statistics show that 70 to 80% of us grew up in dysfunctional homes, and dysfunctional homes have no boundaries. So we didn't
Mm-hmm.
learn them. So it's not our fault that we don't know how to do these things. We just
Right.
didn't learn it. And now we can do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of it's that choice again.
Mm-hmm.
And as survivors of abuse, our choices were taken away and we didn't know we had any choices.
Right. Right. What would you say for people who are thinking about the holidays and are thinking about these boundaries as, things that they should consider, um, in terms of what kind of boundaries they need to set, or where, just what are some of the considerations that we need to bring in this time of year?
What is it that you want? That's a huge one. What do you want? It's all about you. Be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Be selfish because if you're not selfish with yourself, nobody else is going to be.
That's very true.
So, what is it that you want? You're invited to a party. Well, do I really want to go to that party? Do I like everybody that's at that party? Is there going to be a lot of drinking at that party? I don't drink. So, is
Mm-hmm.
there going to be a lot of alcohol at that party? No, I'm sorry. I choose not to go.
Mm-hmm.
And what's dinner? I've been invited to holiday dinner. Who's going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
What is the topic of conversation? What kind of a
Right.
boundary am I going to have to set? There's somebody that's coming. I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I can be civil. I don't have to answer, but I need to have my boundaries in a row so that if this person that I don't like does something or says something, I've got an answer. And I've got an escape route. I drive my car. I don't normally ride with anybody else. I take
Mm,
my car so that when it's
yes,
time to go, see ya, and I
you've
get
got
in my
that
car and I
freedom.
leave. Yeah, and I make sure to park far enough away so that nobody's going to block me in. Because
Mm,
I don't want to have to go tell somebody, please move your car, and them tell me, no, you need to stay. Well, no, I'm going to run over your car. I'm leaving. Sorry, I'm going to
I'm
run over
out.
your car. If you treasure it, you better move it. Uh,
Right.
so things like that.
So we really need to plan ahead and you do our research a little bit as to what this event is going to be, who's going to be there, how do I feel about that, and I like it that you say have some answers to some questions. If there's questions that are often asked of you at family events, like, when you having kids, have you settled down yet? Or, whatever it is that you're just like, I'm just not, to be able to be prepared for that and have your answer already and how you're going to react to that can help us stay calm
Yeah.
during those situations.
And if somebody tells you something that they think you should be doing, well, you really need to be seeing this person and you need to get married and you need to have children and you need,
Hmm.
have answers to that.
Right.
It's not my choice today. That's it.
Hmm.
It's not my choice today. Um, or I haven't met that right person. They'll come along. I just haven't met that
Hmm.
right person. So we can say things, we can answer without defending ourselves
Hmm.
and be able to say, you need to just shut up without saying you need to just shut up. And most people usually get it. Most people, when you set a boundary, most people respect it. It's the ones that are chaotic, that have drama all throughout their lives, the alcoholic, the drug addict, um, the ones that are abusing, especially the abusers.
Hmm.
And even those of us who have been abused and we're still there. We haven't learned what we
Right.
need to do. And a
Right.
lot of times my tongue was very sharp because of that abuse that I got. So I had to rework things and rethink things once I left him and really do some work on me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that. My comment is we're not having this conversation do. Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And in
Absolutely.
a party situation too, we can have our escape plans within that party, right? I mean, just excuse me, I need to use the bathroom now,
Oh, yeah.
or I need to refresh my drink, or oh, there's Uncle Frank. I meant to speak to him, and to excuse yourself from that conversation where it's not you're leaving altogether, but you're extracting yourself from that conversation and have those kind of thoughts in our brains so that we can um, pull them out quickly if we need them.
Yeah. My go-to is I gotta go. I gotta get off the phone. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm not
Right,
taking you with me. Sorry, I gotta
right.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I like that. I'm a
100%.
bit harsher. You just tell them to shut up. Well, it depends who I'm talking to. A lot of times I just say shut up. So I try not to. It's not one
Right.
of those words that I really like because I don't like somebody to tell me to shut up.
Hmm.
But and I just know that I don't have to say anything. I
Hmm.
don't have to say anything. Actions speak louder than words.
I think that when we're planning our participation in certain events, if we've decided that yes, this is something that I want to do, that there are family members there that I want to see, that we can kind of think to ourselves, what's happened in the past, right? I mean, what am I likely to come up against? And again, going into that research of who's going to be there, but kind of pulling on our past experiences and having to decide what's acceptable for us. and really sticking with that. And I think that that can be a difficult lesson for a lot of us to, especially whose boundaries have been bowled over before and have
Oh,
just
yeah.
been bulldozed or ignored, to value ourselves enough that we're going to stick by those boundaries.
Yes.
Now, what about those situations where regardless of the boundaries you set, regardless of how well you're keeping your boundaries, something comes up that triggers you. A smell, a comment, seeing a person, a song, because we know that triggers can be absolutely anything, right? When we're in the midst of that situation, what would you say is best? What do we need to be thinking about to deal with those triggers in the moment?
Depends on what the trigger is. If it's something that's dangerous to you or has happened to you in the past that was dangerous, protect yourself. Always have a safety plan
Mhm.
and do what's best for you. So if it means leaving, if it means going into another room, if it means pulling somebody aside and saying, "This is what just happened. I just need you to listen to me. I just
Mhm.
need to tell somebody." I tell the ladies that I work with, don't watch the Lifetime channel, movie channel, because most of it is about abuse and it's very triggering. Or at least it used to be. I don't watch it, so I really don't know. I can't say what it is now because I don't watch it. But yes, and um, what I teach my ladies that are having flashbacks,
Mm.
and usually a trigger takes us back. It's a flashback.
Mhm.
I always have a happy place. My happy place is a field full of wildflowers, and the sun is shining bright, and there's a breeze blowing, and I'm flying a kite, and I'm happy, and I'm cheerful, and I'm playing, and it's just a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful place for me to be. And
Mhm.
so if that happens to me, I just take myself out of it. I can stand right there and take myself
Mm.
out and
I
tell
always find the
myself,
bathroom is a refuge, if I can't find another quiet corner because I'm afraid even somebody's going to see me or whatever, I can always go to the bathroom and start doing breathing exercises
yes,
or something like that. But going to having a happy place, that works for some people. I'm not a very visual person. I have trouble with visualization. Um, they say visualize this, and I can get a picture from something else, but making up my own picture is really difficult for me. So, are there other grounding techniques that have really worked for you or that you teach?
yeah, the breathing techniques, the pause, just to pause,
Mm.
and just to walk away. And I always tell myself, it's not happening right now. I'm Michael Sue, and it's Saturday, December the 13th at 3:38 in the afternoon, and
Mhm.
I'm okay. There is nothing bad happening to me right this minute.
Right.
And I may have to say that a few times,
Mhm.
but there's nothing bad that's happening to me right this minute. That was then. And when those thoughts come up, if I have the sense about me to say something to myself, I can say, "I'm sorry, but that's not happening right now. You need to go away. Do not come into my life. Don't come into my life. You need to go away. I've got this under control." I learned when I was doing inner child workshops that
Oh, yeah.
that um, I had to take care of me. I had to protect me, and I could tell
Mhm.
that little girl, "It's okay, honey. You did what you needed to do back then.
Right.
I've got this. I can handle
Mhm.
it. I'm going to protect you now. So you just go on wherever you want to go and leave me be because I've got this. I'm handling it." So that's one of the things that I do.
Yeah,
It
I
just
think that
depends on
that's
what the situation is and what the trigger
right.
is.
Yeah, but I think that's this really important thing because, a lot of times if we have a trigger, it's going to take us back to whatever the bad time was. And so those negative thoughts will start coming in. And if we can if we can look at that as, okay, that was my reaction then, or that's what I was told then, but I'm an adult now and I believe differently, and taking care of ourselves as an adult, I think that's a good distinction, to be made, to say, no, I am not that person anymore. Because that stuff follows us, right? Especially for people who are either on the beginning of their healing journey or haven't done, deep dive work. And even for us, like you said, you still get them. They still come. It's not anything that's an easy thing to let go of, because we always are our own worst critic, whether that voice is coming from internal or whether we're hearing an external threat or negativity. Um, Important to realize that we can change. We are adults now, and we don't have to be stuck where we were.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can change where we are at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do something different. And I know that the negativity brings it always brings negative. So if I'm stuck in that negative, I'm going to keep going with that negative, and negative things are going to keep happening. Mike Dooley always says your thoughts become things.
Yeah.
Sorry, but some of my thoughts don't need to become things. They need to just go away.
We need to stop them before they can take on their own life.
Yeah. Yeah. Before they manifest and just blow up. So
Yeah.
let's see. How do you let other personalities that you as the host have it now, and they don't need to take over to protect us anymore? Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Thank you for your help. Go enjoy yourself. Go be with everybody else. Can you take this out to so and so for me, or put it on the table? Thank you very much. I've got this. I appreciate it. But you go enjoy yourself. You're my guest.
I think Crystal's also talking about those internal personalities that have protected ourselves when we were a kid, and that when you're in a situation and get triggered, try and take over again for us. I think that same logic of, thank you very much, you were useful then, but I got this as an adult. I can handle this. And, why don't you go play with your coloring book, or why don't you having that same conversation, but just internally with us,
Yes.
with ourselves.
Yeah. And you may have to say it several times. It's just like people don't hear us. We have to say it again. I have to be careful when I say it again. What's my motive? And am I trying to control somebody? Or am I really trying to set a boundary? But with ourselves, we may have to say it a few times for that person or that other personality or whatever it is to go away. I'm done with you. I don't need you anymore. I'm going to protect us. I don't need your help. So you go play, and maybe we'll talk later.
Yeah, and you can thank them for their service and how helpful they were when you actually, when we were small, when you needed them, but realizing our own strength. And I think we sometimes, especially when we're triggered, we can lose that sense that we are an adult. I am strong. I can handle this. Because depending on the trigger and how bad it is, we can just all of a sudden fall apart. Crystal's clarifying, she was talking about DID. So when you do actually have another personality, right? So we can have that same conversation within ourselves as well. And that's our own internal boundary setting, right? That we were talking about earlier.
Yes. Yes. So we can always say, thank you for coming, but I've got this right now. I don't need you to be here right now. Maybe we'll talk later.
Yeah.
My little girl, maybe I'm going to talk to you later.
Hmm.
I might need something I might need something, um, some sort of an idea from you because I want to be playful. And
Hmm.
I just don't have it right at the moment. My imagination isn't working right now. Can you use your imagination? Tell me what to do.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
So it goes both ways to say thank you and go away, but just say, need you. Come on
Right,
back here.
right. When we're
I
having
need to
some
go
alone
back. I
time.
need to go back to a little. I want to be a little girl right now. I want to know how to play. So
Um, Misha says, I realize this conversation is possibly for another day, but if those others refuse to speak to us or acknowledge us, Misha, are you talking about internal or external people? Because I think that that makes a difference. Um, let's talk about external people. If there's others who just aren't going to talk to us, they're refusing to engage with us. What do you say to that?
there are times when you got to walk away from it. You've got to accept that that's who they are.
Yeah.
If you want them in your life, then you have to accept them as they are, for who they are. If you choose to take them out of your life, then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to accept it.
Right.
For a long time, I would say, I love you to my mom, and I wouldn't hear anything back. And then,
Mm,
and I continued to say it. I just accepted that that's who she was at that time, but I still wanted to have a relationship. So when we would
hmm.
get off the phone, I'd say, I love you. And she'd say, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And at first, it stung really badly.
Yeah.
But
Right.
after a while, I just, that's who she is. I'm not going to change her. And then one day she said, love you. Whoa, okay.
Right.
And time rocked on, and all of a sudden, one day she said, I love you first. And I about had a darn heart attack.
I bet.
Oh, God, get beaten again because I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. There
Yeah.
are times when she does say, I love you, and sometimes she just says bye. It depends on her mood.
Mm,
If I haven't done something that she wants me to do, she's called me and said, you need to do this, and I'm not going to do it. It's just bye.
mm.
Or she hangs up. She's good at that. She just
Yeah.
hangs up. Push that button. It's gone. And it's okay. I accept that. I can't change it. So I
Hmm.
have to remember the only person that I can change is me.
Right.
And I have to accept that they're who they are, including those internal ones,
Hmm.
like with the DID.
Yeah.
You just have to accept that that's who they are. And you do what you're supposed to do. You work with your therapist, you do what they suggest, and take your meds, and hope to God that they go away, that they don't show up all the time, or when they're not wanted or expected. So
And that's exactly what Misha's saying. If we feel we have no control over when they decide to come, they just kind of they come anyway. My acceptance often hurts me more than not. And yeah, I think that goes back to having that
yeah,
internal conversation, right? You've shown up, thank you very much, but I've got this. Or if it's a matter of someone not talking to you, um, saying, I'll meet you where you're at. And if not talking either to me totally or about a certain subject is where you're at right now, well, I can't change that. And we have to decide for ourselves, is what the rest of that is the rest of what they can offer us okay?
yes,
Is our boundary going to be such that we are still going to accept this person in our lives despite what we may not feel 100% comfortable with? Or is it to the point where, okay, either because of them they're not going to talk to you, period, or because you've decided, well, the rest of what you have to offer just isn't worth continuing on with this relationship?
right. And
Right.
as a
Yeah.
therapist, that's not my area of expertise. So I have to I have to be open and honest about that. That's not my area of expertise. I have worked with people that are DID. Um, it's just not. It's not my area.
Mm-hmm.
And um, worked with somebody just a few months ago that had DID, and I left her therapy up to other people. Uh,
Right. Yeah, it is a whole nother animal. But
yeah,
um yeah, actually Jen says, damn, I feel like Mac is talking about me. Love you, Jen. She's a friend of mine. She's another Michigander. So
oh my goodness, stay
yeah,
warm.
exactly. Good to see you. Hope you are staying warm today because it is so cold. Um,
Yeah,
it- it- Michael Sue, thank you so much. Now you had something that you were going to talk about. You said you had like a 7-day thing or some tips for
yeah,
us at the end.
yeah. One of the first things that I do with my Be Bold with Boundaries is I have a 7-day reset for your peace. And if you'll go ahead and send me an email, Michael Sue at drmichaelsue.com. It's pretty easy. You just repeat. And
It's in the video description, guys, so you don't have to try and remember it. You can just go to the video
it's Michael
description.
spelled just like a man,
Yeah.
except it was a girl's name first. Yeah. Um,
Never knew that. I never knew that.
Someplace in the Bible, somebody's daughter, King Solomon's daughter, or somebody's
Wow.
daughter was named Michael. It wasn't spelled the same, but it was close. I think it was
Oh my gosh.
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
totally.
telling men that say, "Oh, you have a boy's name." No, I don't. You have a girl's name. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I
but
love it.
anyway,
Love it.
it's something that's really short. It's something that you can do every day. I'll send you just a little short email, something to do in the email, a couple of
Mhm.
questions, and something that you can think about and try doing. And I'll send one every day for 7 days, and they take about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's almost like doing a morning meditation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Um,
Hey, DeAudrey, how are you doing? DeAudrey Gore, she's living in Ireland right now. So she's
ooh, is
yeah,
it
it's her
cold there?
evening. Yeah, I wonder, DeAudrey, what's your temp like? Because I'm freezing my patootie off here. Um, yeah, she's originally from South Africa, so she's definitely got much of a climate change. She moved there about a year ago, so um,
Not
I
colder than South Africa.
yeah, absolutely. I think that is a wonderful idea, and explain what the overall purpose is then of that 7-day reset.
It's so that you can learn how to pause, you can learn how to back up
Hmm.
and not react, to respond. It's really difficult. If we move too quickly, we react.
Yes.
So if we think about it, we pause and we think about it, then we have the chance to respond. And things usually work out better when we're responding instead of reacting. People usually take it much better than that. So thank you for posting my Facebook page. It's really not, there's not much there. I have been very lax. I'm just getting the business started again and working on getting the website going again. I'm not techie at all. So I'm hiring some students from the universities, and they're going to be my interns, and they'll
Oh
get
my
credit.
gosh, that's a great
They get
idea.
credit if the professor will give them credit. They get class credit for it, or they get at or not or but and they get a reference letter when they leave. They can put it in
Oh,
their resume. They can put it in a portfolio. I had a young lady that did graphics for me years ago, and she went to work at Disney.
that is such a great idea because,
Yeah.
I have to get on Instagram. I'm banned from Facebook, unfortunately, so that's why you won't see
Oh,
see me
okay.
there.
That's
I'm
why you
I'm not,
didn't get my invite.
no, they don't consider that I'm a real person. Even yeah, I know. I tried to
Yeah.
even create Surviving Together, as a business thing, and they're like, no, you don't meet our community guidelines. I'm like, what? And so they had me do this thing, face this way, go up, and do the whole thing. So I did that whole thing and they're like, yeah, no, sorry, we haven't been able to verify you. And I'm like, ah, okay.
Well, if you got something that you want to post, send it to me and I'll post it for you. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought, wait a minute, are we friends on Facebook?
Yeah.
And I went to look and I found you and I sent you a friend request and I was going to tag you in the post yesterday about the show and it didn't work. I went, okay,
Yeah, my
well,
my
maybe.
personal Facebook is still on there, but I can't access it. They've blocked me out from it. So I don't know, it's just been sitting there, I think, for 10 years or something because I can't get into it.
Yeah, I got
So,
out of doing it when I was hacked about 3 years ago, and I mean, they stole everything, all of the pictures. They stole
oh,
the whole thing. So all of my pictures, posts from people that are no longer, pictures of people that are no longer. Yeah, all of that was gone. And not only did they steal my personal page, but they stole my business page as well. I was
dude.
working on my dissertation. And I thought, you know what? It's okay. You can keep it. You do what you want to with it. And I just quit doing it. And for me, it's really a time suck because
Yeah.
I get on there. Oh my gosh, I am off to the races, and that's when I have to set the boundary. No, Michael,
Yes.
Sue, you cannot go on here. You set the timer, and you've got 15 minutes, and then you get off. This is what you're
Yes.
going to do. Schedule it ahead of time, and then you can get off. So yeah,
I have found the same thing with myself and LinkedIn lately, but only because, and everybody here knows this, I've been working on a human trafficking series that I want to put out the beginning of next year, as well as a sexual assault in the military series. So I've been interviewing so many people, and I will get new connection requests, and I'm like, oh yeah, you've got a great story, and I'm like, no, I can't contact you yet because I'd be scheduling. I looked at my schedule for next week. I have an interview, I call them pre-interviews for the channel every day next week. And I'm working as well. So I'm like, plus having to do the show. So I'm like, no, 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 you cannot contact one more person right now. You
yeah,
are banned from doing that.
yeah.
So
I get sidetracked very easily. Squirrel, glitter. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Bling. Yeah. I'm gone. I'm off to the races.
I could fill my day right now with contacting people and doing pre-interviews and scheduling people for the show and stuff. And I have to back up and go, you know what, you have to work. You got to work. I got to pay
Yeah.
the bills during the day, right?
Yeah.
So got to
Yes.
stop with some of that. Um,
Absolutely.
Michael, Sue, thank you so much. It has been so wonderful having you on.
Well, thank
I
you
really
for having me.
appreciate it. You guys, this will not be the last time you see Michael Sue because she and I are working on a show that we're going to be scheduling probably after the holidays. But she did her dissertation on domestic violence within the Jewish community. And as most of you know, I am Jewish as well, and I found it extremely interesting. And we'll set up another time to talk to do one of our kind of private chats about it and talk about the show. And it really the parallels to any conservative religion, right, that has their own laws in regards to speaking outside the family, or any family that is just like you don't air the dirty laundry, because some people just have those kind of internal family rules, right? So I think it goes outside the Jewish community, but talking specifically about that, I think it's going to be a really interesting topic. I hope you guys join us for that when we uh, get it all together. We'll figure out a date and we'll post that. So thank you so much, guys. Stick around for a second. I've got my ending to say to you and a few announcements to make,
Thank you
but
for having me, and thank you everybody for joining us. And if you've
absolutely.
got any questions, please just send me an email and we'll get together and talk.
Yes, and like we said, that her email and her website, all her contact information is in the video description. And if you are interested in participating in her 7-day reset, please send her an email and she will contact you directly about that and get going. And if you do it, let me know how it goes. I want to hear from you. I want to hear how this affected you. And we can talk as well. So I will definitely be in touch, Michael Sue, and we will speak again.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you, and
Have a great one.
yeah,
Happy holidays.
happy holidays, and Hanukkah is tomorrow.
I know it.
Oh, she removed herself. I didn't do it this time. It's not me. I have my finger off the clicker. So she she does what I always do. I'm still saying goodbye, and all of a sudden my finger clicks and lets the person go. If you guys weren't here on Wednesday or didn't watch the Wednesdays live, you missed it because my box of books came. Begin It Now is now published, and I have received my own copies. I am so excited. It makes it more real than I've ever thought. If you would like to buy a copy, you only need to email me and I can get that. I can connect with you and we can figure out, then I can get your address privately and I can send it out. But I will be raffling off 5 copies. I didn't get a chance I don't know how to do the raffle thing. And I think if I do it through YouTube, you can't send outside the country, like it's only US people. So I'm going to do it differently. I think I'm just going to collect everybody's names who are in the chat. You can, type raffle or something if you're interested, or book, if you're interested in being a part of that. And I'll just write everybody's name down and put them in a hat and we'll do it old school, right? Because then no matter where you are, I can choose to send it to you. So we will definitely be doing that on Wednesday. We'll have our first raffle, and I plan for the next 5 shows then to raffle off 1 book per show. And since I know that my parents don't watch, I can tell you all, I am going to be giving my parents their book for Hanukkah tomorrow night on the first night. And my dad and I have kind of decided, my mom's birthday is the end of January. Their anniversary is the end of February. So one of those 2 days, she's going to get her new puppy. She still needs some grieving time. And you guys know we lost our family pet, but they have to decide on the breed first. And then I think we're going to be giving her her new puppy, which I'm excited about because I love puppies. I mean, I'm really trying to get her to get a mastiff because I've always wanted a mastiff named Angus. I just think that that just works, right? I mean, there's just these big, huge dogs, and they can hold her up if she tries to fall or whatever. Great Dane, God, they're just such sweet dogs. I think they need a big dog. Yeah, I'm pushing for it a little bit. They just said it had to be a short hair, and I said, "Well, Saint Bernards come in short hair. I mean, I prefer the long hair because I just like the way they look a bit better, but they do come in short hair." But they're kind of thinking of a Vizsla or Weimaraners, which is what they've had for so long. Or as my dad says, some form of ankle biter, which if they go that route, I'm pushing for either Beagle or a Yorkie. I think the Yorkies are so damn cute. Um, that's just me. But if you don't want to wait for the raffle and you want your copy immediately, please send me an email and we'll connect and get address and whatnot, and I can payment and we can figure that out. So we can do it that way. What else do I have for you? Yeah, like I said, I have had interviews almost every day this week, almost every day last week, and next week, interviews almost every day. The human trafficking series is coming together wonderfully. I have been speaking with people who deal with it from all different aspects. Like I said, I really want to have a full coverage of it. And that's why at this point, I think it's going to be like an 8-part series. and I want to have everybody lined up because I want to um, put the series out all at once so you can see the dates and you can see who's going to be on. So you have something to look forward to. So it's taking a lot of work, but I am thrilled with it. I just spoke with somebody yesterday from a policy standpoint. She's been involved with human trafficking and gender rights for a long, long time. And she'd actually just gotten back from speaking to the United Nations Security Council, guys. We're talking about the UN Security Council, which, wow, that's incredible. So just some fabulous guests who we're going to be on and covering it from different angles: sex trafficking, labor trafficking, policy, law enforcement, support services, survivor stories themselves. I'm covering it all. So we've got that to look forward to. Like we said, tomorrow starts Hanukkah, so that's exciting. Some of Kieran's, my son's gifts had already come, so I'm probably give him something tomorrow. And you guys are already raffling. I'm raffling next week because I'm not prepared for it today. So because I will announce it at the beginning, so you have all show to be able to say raffle and or book, and I'll write you guys down, and then I'll tear everybody off, and I will announce it at the end of the show. So that's what we will do starting Wednesday. I don't have a thumbnail up for Wednesday yet because I don't have a topic, like I said, because I've been so freaking busy. Wait, Wednesday's the 17th. I do have a topic. We are going to be talking about how to prevent child abuse with Christy McVie. She is an ex-law enforcement person from Australia. That's where she lives. And we're going to be talking about the differences between dealing with child sexual abuse in Australia versus here, from both a law enforcement and an education standpoint. After she got out of law enforcement, she started doing education for both parents and kids as to how to um, watch for child abuse, how to help prevent child abuse. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Wednesdays. I do have a subject, but I will still do the same thing. I will still announce the book raffle at the beginning, and we'll just talk through, and we'll be able to announce somebody at the end. Carmel says, "Oh, you had a Napolitano called Nero. What a great name for a mastiff." Oh yeah, Carmel, we're right there together. I like Angus. Just a big dog. With the thing is just Angus. And they're so lovable. Oh, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what my parents end up getting. I'm sure it's going to be a Whiny or a Vizsla. They're kind of at a Vizsla. It's a little bit smaller than a Weimaraner. I think they're looking at something that's not going to pull them over, which, yeah, I guess I can understand. Um, but I'm still going to be rooting for the Great Dane or the Mastiff. We'll see. I don't know what kind of effect I can have for them. So. Yes, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Christy McVie will be our guest. It's going to be Thursday, early morning for her. So I hope you all can join me for that. In the meantime, have a great rest of your weekend. Happy holidays. Best for setting your boundaries during this time. If you came in at the end, definitely go back and watch the beginning because we had a great conversation about setting boundaries in general, and then things to consider for setting boundaries during the holidays. With that, I think we'll end today, but I will hang on a second. I was just Carmelsa, because of the cold boundary, if I have to wait longer for my book, it's okay. Good for you. It's supposed to warm up this week, so I am going to get out, but 16, man, oh, that's cold. It's like what, -10 Celsius or something? It's oh, old. I don't know how cold it normally gets in the Netherlands, but we're getting some definite Arctic air right now and lake effect snow. It's just been really bad. Jen, I want to catch up. I want to find out what's going on with you, and we'll we'll figure out a time to talk as well. So, with that, guys, remember you are worthy, you are valuable, and you are loved just the way you are for who you are. So, hugs and love from me. Mwah. I will see you Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern with Christy McBee talking about how to prevent child abuse. Surviving together, never alone. Enjoy the outro, guys.
Through the fire, through the rain, we have walked through endless pain. But we stand, we rise again. Stronger now, we break the chains. Surviving together, hearts open wide, lifting each other through every tide. The past may have shaped us, but it won't define. Together we heal, together we shine. Every tear, every scar tells the story of who we are. Not just survivors, but warriors too. With love as our armor, we see this through. We see you, we hear you, and we believe in you. Surviving together, hearts open wide, lifting each other through every tide. The past may have shaped us, but it won't define. Together we heal, together we shine. We see you, we hear you, and we believe in you. Mm.